So what other questions could you ask that would help both you and the person in the front line get clearer on the effectiveness of the control? And again, it was on another site, and it was in a heavy vehicle maintenance area. It was the leading hand, it's the supervisor. And I just had this quick conversation with him, and we were looking at a job going on a drill, and there was some barricading. It was some pretty flimsy tape, which was all grubby and oily. And I said, okay, tell me about the controls that are in place here for this job. Tell me about the barricading. I said, you tell me if you think that barricading is effective. And he went, well, no, not really. I said, okay, so how could you? I said, I'm not going to ask you to do it now, but if you were having that conversation with someone about, what's the intent of the barricading? It's to stop someone moving into harm's way. Oh, everybody around the workshop knows what's going on. They know not to go in there. I said, that's true. That's true, but it's not really the people in this area that you're worried about. It's people who've wandered into this area and suddenly they've got an opportunity just to duck in, and they put themselves in harm's way without really understanding what's going on around them. And before you know it, you have this low probability, high consequence event that you go, how did that happen? How did that happen? And this guy was great. He went, oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I said, so you just be a little bit more curious when you're talking to people about controls that are in place. How effective do you think that control is? What else could we do to make it more effective? Because that's all we're striving to do, is how can we make this more effective so it does what it's intended to do more often than it doesn't.